Welcome back, everybody. As you guessed from the title of the video, Michael Bloomberg and his anti-gun money are coming for gun influencers, myself included, and they're trying to do a number of things, at least as I can guess at this point, based on an email that was sent out yesterday to a number of gun companies. And basically, once it went out, all of us whose names or Instagram or YouTube handles that I'm about to read off, we all got forwarded a copy of it by multiple firearms companies because we work with a lot of these companies. So basically, an organization called The Trace, which is a Michael Bloomberg funded organization. They are an online publication. They are also a real black and white publication. They also write lots of op-eds for newspapers, the AP, etc. They appear on TV shows, news shows, things like that. And again, very staunchly anti-gun organization with a whole lot of money behind it. So they sent out yesterday the email that I'm about to read to you. And I waited until right now, right now it's 5:20 Eastern Standard Time on the 16th. So I waited hoping that the article would actually be published, which you'll see why here in just a second, but it hasn't been as of when I'm recording this. So we're getting the video out as quickly as I can without it actually being published. The email reads, my name is blank. I'm not going to put his name up here. I'm a reporter from The Trace, a nonprofit magazine that covers guns and the gun industry in the US. And I'm currently working on a story about social media influencers in the firearm space. And I was curious if I could get a comment from you about some of the influencers who have promoted your product over the past year, namely popular influencers like IraqBet8888, Colion Noir, Military Arms Channel, Sig and Glock Cult. He is the owner of Tactical for those of you guys that don't know. Please bear with the geese noise. We are on an actual lake. This is not a green screen. Suit 00, The Man Spot, Nothing Fancy, The Gun Collective, Mrgunsngear, yours truly, The Warrior Poet Society, Christian J. Weiss, Top Gun Tory, John Shrek McPhee, and then it's not really formatted correctly, but it says they have spread conspiracy theories online about the 2020 election and the Democratic Party. They have over-dramatized the risk of gun confiscation, and fomented fears of election fraud, Some of the same conspiracies that researchers interviewed for this story claim helped drive insurrectionists to storm the Capitol on January 6th. I'm going to get to all of those allegations here in just a second. Stay with me. We're just going to get through the email. Has your company reevaluated relationships with any of these creators in light of their political content? Has it considered connections between the content and the political rhetoric on display at the Capitol last week? And then it says, we're hoping to run this story tomorrow morning, which is why I waited until now to make this. And I wanted to give you a chance to comment before it does. If you can get back to me sometime in the next 12 hours, I'll be able to include your comment in the story. You can feel free to contact me at blank in cell, which is blank. I'm not going to put that up here. Again, so let's go through what this guy insinuates. So he says, they have spread conspiracy theories online about the 2020 election and the Democratic Party. So I can't speak for every single person that was listed in this list. However, very few of them are actually people who comment on politics, particularly outside of the Second Amendment. Just looking at it right now, I can only think of one off the top of my head that really does that. So I don't know where they're getting that allegation from. I've seen absolutely no evidence of that from anybody on here. I follow everybody on this list, so I do see the content they put up. They have over-dramatized the risk of gun confiscation and fomented fears of election fraud. So I'm guessing I'm probably the one they're actually talking about when they say I've over-dramatized the risk of gun confiscation. For folks that don't know, I put up a video where I just basically read exactly what Joe Biden's gun control plan was directly from his website and then explained it in the real world so that way folks would understand some of the things he was going for. And YouTube pulled that video. Now looking at this email, and that's the only video YouTube's ever pulled, ever, in the history of my channel. They've never done it before. And now looking at this, I'm guessing somebody from an organization like this contacted YouTube and told them to pull it down simply because it was effective. I was explaining exactly what Joe Biden was planning to do. I was not over-dramatizing it at all. I was not exaggerating it. I was taking it straight from his website and showing you how absolutely insane it was. And after that, YouTube took it down. You can Google Mrgunsngear Joe Biden gun control and you'll see hundreds of copies of it around YouTube and elsewhere because I told everyone who wanted to republish the video, re-upload it. And so it's still out there. But I'm guessing I am the one on that they are referencing. Fomented fears of election fraud. to the best of my knowledge, I have not actually said anything publicly about that. I may have, but I don't think I have. Highly unlikely, although I know a couple people on here have discussed some of the issues that went on with the 2020 election, which are well documented at this point. But that's a video for another day. Some of the same conspiracies that researchers have interviewed for this story claim helped drive insurrectionists to storm the Capitol on January 6th. So on January 6th, I actually made a video this time of day, about an hour after the Capitol had been cleared, because people were asking me about it. So I made a video about it, and here's what I said in that video about how it would be handled by the media and anti-gunners. The left and the media, which of course is the same, will use this as an example or as a reason to try to do any number of things going forward. This is my guess anyway. They're gonna use it as an example of the violent right, quote unquote, maybe as to ban guns, as to ban any type of freedom of speech, as to call for further censorship on social media, to call for certain channels, pages, etc. to be shut down. That's what they do, and that's how they react to it. And I absolutely see that coming. Again, what you guys just heard was said on January 6th, this time of day, right after the Capitol building was cleared. And wow, did I underestimate what they were going to do. For anybody who's been watching the mainstream media, they have turned this incident into just something that it wasn't. Let's just leave it at that. And then why are they trying to say that any of us were in any way tied to that? I've seen absolutely no evidence of anyone on this list that they put in their own email calling for any sort of violence, any sort of insurrection. Some of them may have called to go to the Washington. I definitely didn't. And most of them definitely didn't. And I follow, again, all of these folks out there. Somebody may have, I didn't see it. Nobody called for violence, I can guarantee you that. If anybody on this list did that, we'd be deplatformed overnight, and everyone knows that, and it definitely did not happen. And as the follow-on section of the email says, they're trying to essentially pressure companies into not working with us. There's no other reason that this email would go out for comment, essentially saying that whenever this article gets written, what they're going to say is that these companies help support these radicals on the internet who are leading to generate incidents of insurrection around America. That's what they're going to say. I can pretty much guarantee it. Again, it hasn't been published yet, but it's going to be something along those lines. Now, why are they trying to do that? Well, a couple reasons. Number one, social media influencers, again, I don't like the name, but have been extremely effective. One of the best things to happen to the Second Amendment community, folks who want to advance our civil rights within the Second and First Amendment, has been social media, period. Like if you look at, just for example, if you look at like NFA item sales, basically it goes on a steep curve as social media is used, right? So the more and more, since 2000, social media was used, the more and more NFA items are bought. Why is that? Well, a lot of people, most people who own firearms simply didn't know it was legal to own silencers. Most of them didn't know it was legal to own SBRs, etc. Guys like myself came out and explained the process to do it and have aided lots of people in doing that. Now that's just the NFA, but it's a perfect example and you really can see the correlation, and the same is true for firearms themselves, firearm safety, understanding those sorts of things. Before social media, there was a huge barrier of entry for folks who didn't grow up with firearms in their life to actually walk into a gun store, which in a lot of cases can be intimidating, and purchase a firearm. Well, social media, YouTube, Facebook, etc., we explain how these things work, show how to use them in a safe environment, show how to clean, disassemble, maintain them, etc., and that leads to a much easier process of somebody going out and picking up their first firearm. Obviously, in 2020, more new firearm owners than ever purchased their first firearm. That's a good thing, and I would say there is a lot of percentage of those folks that wouldn't have done so, rather, if it wasn't for people on social media explaining the firearms, showing how to use them, all of those things that I just said. They know it, and they want to shut us down. They want to silence us, and one of the ways of doing that is to get companies that work with us to stop working with us, so that way we don't have the ability to do what we do on social media. Additionally, there's been lots of pressure by various social media organizations to just absolutely deplatform people. I've had my Facebook page taken down multiple times. Those geese are going crazy. So I've had my Facebook page taken down multiple times. It's back up. My Instagram page is currently down. I don't think it's going to get back up. I do have a new one up, though. You guys can see it on your screen here. They've taken down Parler, at least for now. It will be back up. But absolutely, they are trying to silence us, and I'm not alone. Multiple firearms-related companies have had their pages taken down, both on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube channels taken down. Like, this is not, I'm not making this up. There's many, many examples of this very thing. I believe The Truth About Guns just got taken down the other day. And AR15.com's been taken down the other day. This is a coordinated effort, and they will use anything they can, any excuse they can, whether it be a guy in a buffalo hat walking through the Capitol to, you know, a mass shooting that may happen one day, to further restrict your rights and further restrict people like me and our ability to stay in contact with you and share the pro-Second Amendment, pro-First Amendment message. So that's basically the summation of it. If you guys follow me on any of these social media networks, as soon as this article goes up, I'm going to post it and laugh about it, but it will be there. Additionally, if you guys want, since again, it's becoming harder and harder to find our content, you can sign up for my email list. I have 2 now. One of them is basically all of the content that I put up video-wise since the last email, and then a couple deals thrown in. And then the second one is going to be the deals, because a lot of people follow me on social media because I put up deals when things are on sale, good prices on stuff, so people can save some money. And when Parler went down, I got a slew of messages from folks saying that they wanted a specific deals email, so I created one of those as well. You can follow me on that. But those things are super important, because as you guys have seen here, they are trying to silence us. Tomorrow, my channel could be gone. I have no idea, but as long as you have that way to contact me, I have that way rather to contact you and get my message out. The channel's going to go on, the videos are going to go up somewhere. Who knows where that will be, but they're going to continue to go up. So that is pretty much it, but it is scary to see what is going on with this coordinated effort that is anti-Second Amendment, anti-First Amendment, to silence views that these people disagree with. Michael Bloomberg has billions of dollars. He's not afraid to spend it. And there's what, I don't know, 10 of us that just got on this list, and he's coming for us, but I don't think any of us are going to back down either. We'll see how it plays out in the end. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would imagine most people watching this, though, are. But double check it, because YouTube has unsubscribed folks, unfortunately, recently from the channel as well. So just double check that you are subscribed. And like I said, email list, all the different social media, all of those things will be down below in the video description. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. And I look forward to seeing what happens going forward, and all of you in the next video.